class, children? We have learned in our previous class what are Roman numbers and how are Roman rules followed to form the Roman numbers, right? So using those rules and also the Roman symbols, now we will form Roman numbers. I have numbers on the board 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These are all the normal numbers or Indian numerals or Indian numbers which we use in our maths and in our day-to-day life. So how I need to represent these numbers in Roman numbers? These are normal numbers. I need to convert them into what? Roman numbers. So how do I do? In your previous classes you have already learned. So first we'll do a quick recall of those numbers up to 10. So here I have 1. 1 is represented by the symbol I, which we already know. So 1 is represented by I, and 2 is represented by 2 I's put together, right? In our rules we wrote, if a number is repeated, if a Roman symbol is repeated 2 times, you need to add it, right? So 1 plus 1, which represents 2. So I represents 2. And for 3 it is I and I. 3 times I have I, right? And for 4, I cannot repeat a Roman symbol more than 3 times, right? So for 4 I cannot write I and I, which is wrong. So I need to write the symbol for 4 as IV, because we have learned here that the greater symbol is V and the smaller symbol is I. So I need to subtract, right? 5 minus 1, which is nothing but 4. So the symbol is IV. So for 5 we know that it is V, and for 6 it is VI, because I need to add for the value 5 V. I need to add because it is after the greater symbol. So V plus I, which is nothing but 6. And for 7 it is VI and I. And for 8 it is VI and I. And for 9 it is IX. Okay, so IX represents 9 and 10 is represented by X. So the Roman numbers or the Roman symbols put together to form the Roman numbers for the Indian numbers 1 to 10 are I for 3, and IV for 4, and V for 5, and VI for 6, VII for 7, VII for 8, and IX for 9, and X for 10. So if I want to write the next numbers, so what I need to do? If I want to write the number 11, so what I need to write the Roman number, the Roman symbols put together to form the Roman number as nothing but XI, because this is the greater number or the greater symbol. So after the greater symbol is the smaller symbol. So I need to add it, right? So 10 plus I is nothing but 1. So I get 11. So it is the same for all the symbols. You should follow all those rules which you have learned in your previous classes and form the Roman numbers. If it is 15, what will I do? I write X and V. If it is 20, I will add 2X together to form the number 20. If it is 30, then it is put together 3X. If it is 40, I will not write 4X together, because you should not repeat the symbols, right? More than 3 times. So for 4 I can't write 4X. So I'll take L, which is 50, and before that I'll put X. So I can subtract 50 minus 10, which will get the value as 40. So the symbol for Roman number for 40 is XL. For 60 it is LX. It is the same. For C it is 100. So this goes on till the numbers which you have learned till M, that is nothing but 1000. So you have learnt in this class the Roman numbers from 1 to 1000, right? So from I to M. So you can form the numbers using all the previous rules which you have learnt and form the Roman numbers. Now we will see the chart of all the numbers from I to 1000 in general, and we can have an idea and use this chart in doing the further exercises in your textbook. Now we will see the chart. Now we will see the chart where we have numbers from 1 to 1000, right? So on the chart you can see that you have numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 50, then we have 60, then 70, 80, 90, 100, then 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900 and 1000. So you can see on the chart what are the values which represent the Roman numbers, right? If you are taking on the chart, we have a number called 45. So how we are representing it? I am representing it as X, L and V. So XL represents 40 and V represents 5. So I have on the chart as 45 as XLV. So in a similar way, if I want to write 900, so what I am doing? M is what? 1000. So I need to subtract from M 100 to get what? 900 ka value. So 100 is C. So CM represents nothing but 900. So the values of the different numbers and the Roman numbers of the respective Indian numbers can be seen on the chart. Thank you so much. Welcome to the class, children. We have learned in our previous classes what are Roman symbols, and also we have seen a chart where we have all the Roman numbers from 1 to 1000, right? So now we will learn some more concepts, inner concepts, like how to compare the Roman numbers, like greater than, smaller than or equal to. Okay, so I have some examples on the board. We will do these examples so you can have an idea how to compare the Roman numbers. So the first example is IV and VI. We know that IV represents 4, right? IV represents 4 and VI represents 6. So when you compare the number 4 and 6, we know that 6 is the greater number. So we can keep that. Now when we compare 4 and 6, we know that 6 is the greater number. So VI is a greater number when compared to IV. Now I will go for the second example. Here I have LX and XL. We know that LX represents 60 and XL represents 40. From this, if I compare the numbers 60 and 40, I know that 60 is the greater one. So LX is the greater one when compared to XL. Now if I go for third example, here I have D and have the number 300. It is not necessary that we should compare always the Roman numbers. We can also compare an Indian number with a Roman number. Okay, so here D represents 500 and I have the other number as 300. So when I compare the number 500 with 300, I can say that 500 is the greatest number. Okay, so here D, the value of D is greater than 300. So I use the symbol, this one. Here, next example, I have here XLV and here the number 65. So I can say that XLV represents what? 45. If you are not able to, get the numbers for the symbols immediately, you can have the help of the chart which is in your textbook. Okay, you see that. Take the help of the chart. Slowly you will be able to learn. So now here 45 and 65 are the two numbers. If I compare these two, I know that 65 is the greatest number. And now here I have XV and 15. So XV represents 15. So when I compare these two numbers, I can see that both are equal. So I need to keep the symbol equal to for this. This is how you compare the Roman numbers, whether you decide it is greater than or smaller than or equal to. Okay, so first you convert them into Indian numbers so that it will be easy for you, and once it is done, you can compare the numbers.